Okay, here we have a new kite. It's called the Fuse, and it's the replacement for the Rhino. The Rhino is the longest kite North have ever made. Lots of happy people with Rhinos from 2000 and it's done really well, but the kite market has changed a little bit and we've had to make some changes, and unfortunately the Rhino name has gone, but the Fuse has arrived. So the idea of the Fuse, it's the first four-line kite that North have made, which is a dedicated four-line kite for a lot of years. And we've done this because there are some people that don't want to have a kite with 5 lines, for whatever reason that might be. So the Fuse is a high-performance four-line kite. If you want the safety of the fifth element, you can fly it with a 5th line, but it's just there for safety. It doesn't affect the performance of the kite at all. It's just a safety thing. So having 4 lines, it's obviously got a bridle. There's stoppers on the bridle which are new. We've made this year. Instead of just using a little ball, it's a little bit nicer and it doesn't get jammed up so much. There's quite a lot of movement in the bridle, and it's nice. Everything's into the middle. It's not so long. The Rhino, it had a really long bridle for the last 2 years, and I mean you need to have a bridle, but to keep it as small as possible. The key features on the kite, it has all the Progression 10 features which are on all of the kites with the Evo, the Vegas and the Rebel, which are, if I just start in the corner, the new relaunch bungee to keep everything nice and tight so that the lines aren't getting wrapped around the end of the kite when you're relaunching. We've reinforced the kite quite heavily here, so as it's going over, the kite's not going to wear. Where the pigtails go in, everything's sewn into the kite really neatly now, so it's just smooth. There's not a lot to snag anywhere on the kite. The bladder struts have all been reinforced. We use a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch. In the past we just had 1 seam, now we've got 2 seams with twice as much stitching, so it's 4 times as strong as it has been in the past. But this is how the struts were on all the kites this year. Also, where it's connecting, the same as on the Rebel, it's new, all the way sewn in all the way around, and we actually use a little bit of cord in there to start it off because it's a bit more flexible for going around the corners, makes a slightly neater join. The one pump system, we have again a new clip here which we've developed. It's a 2-piece clip, and it grabs on and clips onto the bladder, so it really doesn't come off unless you really pull it very hard. Keep going around the kite. We've got the same as on the Rebel, the floating centre strut. The key thing with the floating centre strut is to give the kite more power and more D-power. And all it's doing here is it's supporting the canopy so that the canopy can't backwind all the way. So when the kite backwinds, it's like this. When we didn't have the centre strut in 2009, it's like this. And it was not, in some cases, it was not ideal, but the point of the kite having lots of room to move in the power area to power up and depower when you need it. That's working quite nicely.
And this kite can be used for everybody, like an all-terrain kite?
It's an all-terrain kite. It's same sort of target market as the Rebel, but with 4 lines, so we sell it as a wave-free ride kite. It flies far forwards in the window, so upwind is really good. It's got great lift, so jumping and boosting is perfect. It works unhooked if you're unhooking, but we have the Vegas, which is a little bit more freestyle orientated. But really it's a kite for everybody, particularly people that
like 4 lines.
But the characteristics are quite similar to the Rebel, that it's a fast kite, it flies far forwards, and it's got awesome lift.
That's great.
The key thing though, we work with Tajan. There's a couple of manufacturers, and North only work with Tajan, and they spend a lot of time developing fabric. This is the first kite where we've used the new D2 fabric, and I'm not sure if it's going to come out on the video, but in the ripstop nylon there's threads. You've got squares of threads. Now everywhere you've got a line, there's 2 lots of stitching, so the ripstop is twice as strong as it was, but hopefully that'll show up. So that's the new D2 fabric. We'll see this on more kites, but this is the first kite where the material has been ready to be able to put it into production. The durability of the canopy first class, and Tajan, we believe, are the right people to be making fabric from.
That's great.
The Fuse. Thank you very
The
much.
Fuse, 2010.